Ever wonder what the shoulder patches worn on an Army uniform mean? The patch on the left shoulder is the unit the soldier is currently assigned to, and the patch on the right shoulder is that of the unit he or she served in combat with. This is important to soldiers and veterans because each of those colorful patches has a story behind it. When you become a part of a military unit, you become part of its history, part of the story behind the patch. Hi, I'm Jim Bromley, and this is the Roving Historian channel. This video is a short history of the 1st Infantry Division, the Big Red One, in the Vietnam War. The 1st Infantry Division, nicknamed the Big Red One after its distinctive shoulder patch, is the United States Army's oldest division. They have provided continuous service to the country since their organization in 1917. The Big Red One was one of the first of two divisional units called to the fight in Vietnam, the other being the 101st Airborne. The 2nd Brigade, 1st Infantry Division, deployed in July of 1965 and began combat operations within 2 weeks of their arrival. The division headquarters was established at Dion Base Camp in October 1965. By the end of the year, all 3 combat brigades were in country, and the division had participated in 3 major operations: Hump, Bushmaster 1, and Bushmaster 2. 1966 saw Operations Marauder, Crimp 2, Rolling Stone, and Attleboro. The division took part in the battles of Ap Tao O, Shoc Dong, and Minh Ton Road. In 1967, troops of the 1st ID were taking part in Operation Cedar Falls, a massive search and destroy operation in the Iron Triangle. Other operations in '67 included Junction City, Manhattan, and Shenandoah II. On October 17, 1967, the division suffered 58 of its soldiers killed in action at the Battle of Ang Ton. During the Tet Offensive of early 1968, the Big Red One secured the massive Ton Son Air Base. In March of '68, the division took part in Operation Resolve to Win. In April, the Fighting First participated in the largest operation in the Vietnam conflict, Operation Certain Victory. On September 13, 1968, the division commander, Major General Keith L. Ware, was killed in action when his command helicopter was shot down by enemy fire. During the first half of 1969, the division conducted reconnaissance in force and ambush operations. The Big Red One was also a part of the multi-divisional Operation Atlas Wedge and took part in the Battle of An Loc. The second half of 1969 saw the division attempt to turn the combat operations over to their South Vietnamese allies. However, the 1st ID still took part in battles along Highway 13, known as the Thunder Road, until the end of the year. The Big Red One returned their colors to Fort Riley, Kansas in April of 1970. During almost 5 years of fighting in Vietnam, the 1st Infantry Division lost 6,146 soldiers killed and 16,019 wounded in action. 11 members of the Big Red One were awarded the Medal of Honor. The 1st Infantry Division is currently stationed at Fort Riley, Kansas, where they continue to be the mainstay of the United States Army. The soldiers of the Big Red One have always lived up to the division's motto of no mission too difficult, no sacrifice too great, duty first. If you'd like to read about the Big Red One in Vietnam, I have a couple of book recommendations for you. The first is Particular Bravery, The Battle of Gia Cam My and the Death of a Grunt Company by T.L. Dirks. It's the story of an infantry company ambushed and surrounded and their subsequent fight for survival. It's an emotional story, well-researched, and an unbiased narrative. For a less personal history, you might like The Big Red One, America's legendary 1st Infantry Division from 1917 to 2017 by James Scott Wheeler. This is a new edition of a 2007 book that was put out in commemoration of the centennial of the 1st Infantry Division. It's a well-written book that devotes 3 chapters to the Vietnam War, but I also enjoyed the chapters covering the Big Red One's role in the early Cold War, Desert Storm, and the War on Terror. An Amazon affiliate link to each of these books is in the description below. If you enjoyed this History Behind the Patch video, I hope you'll hit the like button or leave a comment. Subscribe to the channel to see more. Finally, please and always rate, review, and share what you enjoy reading. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.